Archangel Michael says, the moment your name was whispered in that secret meeting, their faces went pale. It was as if the world had suddenly frozen, and every mask they wore began to crack. Their hearts raced, not with joy, but with a deep, paralyzing fear of being exposed. You were never supposed to be mentioned in that room, not among those who plan things behind your back. But someone stood up, broke the silence, and dared to reveal the one truth they all feared: your name holds power now. That one sound shifted the energy in the entire space. They realized you're no longer who you used to be. This wasn't the version of you they thought they could manipulate, ignore, or dismiss. This was the version reborn from fire, strengthened by betrayal, and protected by divine hands. Their expressions told the story: shock, regret, shame, and a quiet terror. They tried to erase your name from their plans, but now the heavens are engraving it into divine records. You carry the mark of spiritual recognition, and even your enemies can feel it when you walk in. Archangel Michael says, this moment is part of your rise, and their reaction is proof of your transformation. Type Amen to get blessing 333. When they heard your name, it wasn't just a sound, they heard the truth about you. They saw in their minds every moment they doubted you, mocked you, or secretly spoke curses. Suddenly, those past actions hit them like a tidal wave. They know now that you're protected. Not just by those around you, but by the heavens themselves. A divine light surrounds your name, and it blinds those who stare too long in jealousy or hate. Someone whispered your name softly, but it echoed like thunder in their ears. Their fear wasn't because of what you've done, but because of who you're becoming. Their plans are falling apart, not by your hands, but by a force higher than any of them anticipated. They thought they knew you. But now, they're realizing they only knew the wounded version of you, not the warrior you've become. That realization is breaking their illusions into pieces. Type Amen to get blessing 777. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you don't need to confront them, divine justice is already unfolding. You've been walking through a season of silence, but now your silence has become the storm they can't ignore. The ones who played with your name are now hiding from the truth it carries. A truth that cannot be stopped, silenced, or reversed. They buried your reputation with lies, but now the truth is rising like a flood they can't escape. Their faces dropped, not because of guilt, but because they see your victory forming, and it doesn't include them. Some of them laughed behind closed doors, not knowing heaven was listening. Every hidden insult, every shady gesture. They're all being brought to light. Their arrogance is turning into shame, and their secrets are being exposed one by one. That moment when your name entered the room, it was spiritual. Their energy shifted, and their plans crumbled without warning. Their silence now is not peace, it's panic. Type Amen to get blessing 111. You didn't beg to be recognized. You simply kept walking forward while they kept looking back, waiting for you to fall. But now, you've reached a place they never thought you would. The same ones who ignored your worth are now speaking your name with trembling lips. The power of your story is rewriting everything they believed. What they once tried to stop has now become unstoppable. There is one among them who always believed you wouldn't find out. But Archangel Michael says, even their secrets are no longer safe in the shadows. This is a season where heaven is exposing, revealing, and vindicating you. You're not the same anymore, and they feel that in their bones. Every false word spoken against you is turning into fire in their hands. And now, they're watching everything reverse, and they can't stop it. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Your name is now being honored in places where it was once cursed. They're seeing doors open for you that they tried to shut forever. Each opportunity that comes your way sends another wave of panic through their circles. They thought they silenced your destiny. But it was just resting, waiting, preparing. Now, it's moving faster than they ever imagined. The moment they heard your name, it wasn't a celebration, it was an alarm. They're not proud, they're panicking. Because what was hidden in you is now revealed for the world to see. Even the ones who pretended to support you are backing away in fear. They realize now you were always the light, and they were trying to dim it. But now, heaven has placed you in a position where your shine can't be hidden anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 144. Archangel Michael says, their judgment isn't coming from you, it's coming from the throne. The more they try to explain what they did, the more guilty they look. Because truth doesn't need to argue, it simply stands. You may not have witnesses to everything you endured, but heaven recorded every moment. And now, those moments are becoming weapons of victory. Their lies are unraveling because your name is now wrapped in truth. The room they once laughed in is now filled with silence. Not the silence of peace, but the silence of shame. They see your elevation and it burns their pride. They underestimated your endurance, your purity, and your divine connection. Now, their faces are marked with the very disbelief they used to throw at you. This isn't revenge, it's restoration. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They gathered in corners, exchanged smirks, and spread rumors like wildfire. But now, all those whispers are being silenced by your truth. Their confidence is crumbling under the weight of your ascension. You've become the evidence of divine intervention. And there's no more denying it. They are being forced to see the real you, and it's undoing every lie they built. Some of them are trying to apologize in secret. But Archangel Michael says, what was done in the open must be corrected in the open. There is no hiding from this divine correction. You are stepping into a season of clear skies after years of storms. You are glowing with authority they never believed you'd walk in. And they're scared because they know, they had their chance to stand with you, and they wasted it. Type Amen to get blessing 101. The voices that once mocked you are now trembling when they speak about you. Their tone has changed from arrogant to afraid. They don't see you as weak anymore, they see you as chosen. Every attempt to ruin you has become a stepping stone to your elevation. Heaven is making sure they feel the weight of what they tried to destroy. Their smiles have faded, their certainty shaken. They're starting to realize that touching you was touching something sacred. The protection around you is too strong, too divine to penetrate. They're now watching as everything you lost is returned in double. Their biggest fear is unfolding, that you would rise, and they would have to watch. And now, they have no choice but to see what heaven is doing for you. The truth is not just out, it's glowing. Type Amen to get blessing 222. You never needed to prove yourself. Your existence was already your testimony. But now, your elevation is your proof, and your journey is your crown. The same people who once turned away from you are now searching your name online. They're asking others what happened, how did you rise like this? But Archangel Michael says, it's because you trusted when it was hardest to trust. They didn't expect your name to echo in high places. They didn't expect your presence to carry weight. And now, they're scrambling to recover what they lost by losing you. But it's too late. Your name is no longer a whisper, it's a thunder. And that thunder is shaking every lie they stood on. Type Amen to get blessing 404. This is not just your season. This is your justice. This is heaven flipping the script, and your name is the headline. Those who planned your downfall are now watching their own plans collapse. They tried to erase you, but heaven has carved your name into purpose. The power they used against you is now turning on them. The faces that once smirked are now pale with regret. The ones who walked away are now longing for a second chance. But the door has moved, and you've moved with it. Archangel Michael says, this is your divine proof. No one can deny what's happening now. And their silence confirms what you always knew. They never believed you'd make it this far. Type Amen to get blessing 808. Their faces dropped the moment your name entered their space. They couldn't hide their surprise, their fear, or their guilt. Your elevation exposed their manipulation. This is a moment written by heaven. A reversal of what they thought would last forever. They called you weak, but now you're walking in strength that rattles their peace. Keep going. You're not walking alone. Divine forces are shifting everything to align in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 616. You don't have to respond to them. The shift in the atmosphere is speaking for you. Their world is changing because they tried to change yours. This is your moment. Your name has risen. And now, even those who denied you are bowing to the truth. Type Amen to get blessing 929. They didn't just hear your name. They felt it, like lightning cutting through the air. Every hidden sin against you echoed back into their minds with force. They thought they had time to bury the truth, but now time is exposing it. They thought you'd stay small, silent, unseen. But now, even their allies are turning quiet, because your glow is undeniable. You became what they feared you would. Not out of pride, but through pain turned into power. And that transformation has silenced every mocking voice. Type Amen to get blessing 717. Archangel Michael says, the shift is no longer coming, it's already here. And your name is the first sign of it. You are no longer who they last spoke about in secret. The one who used to cry now commands storms. The one who used to bow their head now walks with divine posture. Your eyes tell the story, and they see it now. Every room they tried to keep you out of is being spiritually restructured. And now, your name is the password to access blessings meant only for the faithful. They can't stop it, they can only watch. Some are feeling sickness in their soul, not because you're wrong, but because you're rising. What they tried to destroy is blooming right in front of them. And they're watching with trembling hands. Type Amen to get blessing 303. The moment you walked away, they thought it was over. They didn't know what was rising within you. But now, with every opportunity you're walking into, the truth is louder than ever. They didn't see your strength before, but now they can't ignore it. It's visible in your presence, your steps, your silence. And their reactions confirm it. The one who once doubted you the most is now pretending to support you. But it's not support, it's survival. Because they know if they go against you now, they go against something heavenly. And heaven doesn't play fair with its chosen ones. You have been marked, covered, and crowned in ways they never expected. Their fear is rooted in recognition. Type Amen to get blessing 181. Some of them are praying now, not for you, but for forgiveness. Because everything they did is coming back to them. Their smiles are strained, their words cautious. Because they feel something rising behind you, an invisible army of angels standing tall. Archangel Michael says, your name has been written in spiritual ink that cannot be erased. They tried to replace you. But now, even the ones they chose over you are leaving them. Your absence revealed your worth. They are slowly learning what it means to lose something divine. And no replacement can cover the gap you left behind. Their faces don't lie anymore, their regret is written in every expression. Type Amen to get blessing 515. The tables didn't just turn. The entire room flipped. You became the one they speak of in private, carefully, cautiously. What they did behind your back is now haunting them. Every scheme is unraveling. Every lie is becoming evidence against them. You didn't ask for revenge. You asked for peace. And peace is now your portion, while unrest settles in their hearts. They don't hate you anymore. They fear what's coming next. Because if this is only the beginning of your rise, they can't handle what's ahead. Type Amen to get blessing 424. They see you differently now. Not as the victim, but as the victor. You carry something they can't define, but it terrifies them. There's a new sound in the air when your name is spoken, authority. Even the ones who pretended to be above you are now seeking your favor. Their eyes are dropping, not in reverence, but in shame. You were the topic of gossip. Now, you're the name being mentioned in rooms filled with opportunity. Heaven has shifted your story. And the best part? You didn't have to destroy them. Their own actions did the work. You simply kept growing. Type Amen to get blessing 606. Archangel Michael says, divine silence is louder than arguments. And you've said enough just by surviving. You've proven enough just by staying the course. You're not bitter. You're not broken. You are reborn, rebuilt in truth. They wanted you gone. But now they're watching you thrive, and it's tormenting their spirits. What they tried to block has only multiplied. Their faces are pale because their hearts are convicted. And they know now, your name is written in places they can't access. You are beyond their reach. Type Amen to get blessing 373. They don't look you in the eye anymore, not because of what you did, but because of what they did. You remind them of everything they lost by betraying you. And that reminder is heavy. You walk past them now with light in your eyes. And they feel it. That divine protection, that unseen strength, it's real. You don't have to fight them. They're fighting their own reflection. Because everything they did to you is being mirrored back at them. Your name was once a target. Now, it's a banner. And the heavens are holding it high. Type Amen to get blessing 212. You will notice how quiet they've become. Not because they're at peace, but because they're afraid to speak. Every word now is being measured. They feel it every time your name is brought up, like a reminder of what they tried to bury but couldn't. They called you weak, but now you're proof of divine reversal. The energy has changed. Their laughter has vanished. And now they avoid the truth that stands tall, you. You are not who you were before. And they know it. Even those who once led the attacks on your name are stepping back in fear. Type Amen to get blessing 700. Heaven moved without your permission, and in your favor. That is what's shaking them. They didn't think your name had divine timing attached to it. Now every door they once shut on you is being opened by hands they can't stop. They're watching it unfold, powerless. Their judgment isn't coming from people, it's coming from above. They're remembering every moment they could have stood with you but didn't. That guilt is louder than any apology they could offer. And they know, they can't undo what's already been released. The way your name dropped in that room wasn't ordinary. It was spiritual. And their reaction confirmed that heaven is speaking louder now than ever before. Type Amen to get blessing 999. You were rejected by man but accepted by heaven. And now, the divine spotlight is shining on your life. No filter, no lies, just truth. Let them talk in whispers. Their silence will soon be deafening. And the truth will keep walking beside you, louder than ever. Their faces dropped because your light was too bright for their darkness. And they can't handle it. But you don't need them to. Because you're walking into a future they're not invited to. Your name carries weight now. And that weight is moving mountains. Type Amen to get blessing 844. So when your name is mentioned again, they will know. Not fearfully, but respectfully. Because you're not who you used to be. You've become the answered prayer. The living proof. The divine surprise no one saw coming. Your name has purpose. Your presence has power. And your life is now the testimony heaven is using to reveal glory. Let them look stunned. Let them stay silent. Your name has awakened something far greater, and it's just beginning. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They now walk around with uneasy steps, unsure of what to say, or how to fix what's already broken. Their hearts are heavy with the weight of their own betrayal. They know they cannot undo what they did, and they fear what's still unfolding in your favor. Every mention of your name is followed by uncomfortable silence. They feel the presence of your spiritual elevation like heat in a cold room. The truth they tried to suppress has now taken on a life of its own. There's no escaping divine justice once it begins. Their panic is not about your success, it's about their exposure. Because the very things they did in darkness are now becoming your stepping stones to greatness. And while they freeze in fear, you rise in glory. Every opportunity they tried to block is now being released, one by one. The heavens are placing your name into hands that honor you. Type Amen to get blessing 313. Archangel Michael says, you no longer need validation from anyone who once overlooked you. That chapter has closed. What's coming next is reserved for the real ones only. The people who once turned their backs on you will now try to return, but the gates have moved. They no longer have access to your energy. What was familiar is now distant. Their judgment doesn't come through revenge, but by witnessing your joy without them. And that joy is flowing like a river now. You have crossed the spiritual threshold. Your value is now undeniable. Even they can't lie about it anymore. They tried, but the proof is too loud. Type Amen to get blessing 171. Their faces dropped for a reason. Because they now understand, they were never powerful enough to stop what God ordained. Your name, once dismissed, now echoes through realms they can't reach. They don't know how to process this shift. Every word they once used to slander you now tastes bitter on their tongue. The elevation is unfolding before their very eyes. They see you walking in rooms they thought they had locked. They see you smiling in peace they tried to destroy. And they see doors opening without them. This is the judgment of heaven, not out of vengeance, but out of balance. What was taken from you is being returned. What was withheld is now being multiplied. Type Amen to get blessing 626. You once walked unnoticed. Now your name moves silently but speaks loudly. They feel it even when you're not around. People who never gave you credit are now being forced to. And it humbles them in the worst way. Because you did it without harming anyone, you did it by surviving. Their pride has been pierced by the truth of who you really are. They no longer sit comfortably in rooms where your name is spoken. Because guilt follows them like a shadow. What once was their laughter has turned to nervous glances. They know they've lost something that won't return. They see the fire in your eyes, and it terrifies them. Type Amen to get blessing 118. You were never meant to be left behind. Heaven simply allowed the isolation to build your wings. And now, you're soaring over the very people who thought you'd never rise. Archangel Michael says, you don't have to explain yourself anymore. The results are speaking, louder than any apology ever could. This silence is divine confirmation. Let them struggle with what they did. Let them taste the same emptiness they created. Because you are now full of everything they tried to drain. They once thought you needed them. Now they're the ones needing closure. But your heart is no longer in that space, it has outgrown it. Type Amen to get blessing 505. Their faces dropped because they finally see the reflection of what they lost. And that reflection is glowing. You are no longer invisible. You're shining in ways they never expected. You're attracting favor, blessings, and alignment they once prayed for. And you're doing it without them. Now their prayers feel heavy. Their eyes sting when they see your joy. Not because you're unworthy, but because they can't follow where you're going. They burned a bridge they never thought they'd need. But now that bridge leads to promise, and they're left staring at the smoke. You, however, are walking in peace. Type Amen to get blessing 343. There is a spiritual hush every time your name is mentioned. It's no longer a name, they feel it like thunder. It brings remembrance, power, and justice. The people who doubted you are doubting themselves now. They feel the consequences of their choices. Their faces dropped because they're realizing they misjudged something sacred. You are not just another person. You are marked. You are chosen. And your presence demands respect now. The conversations that used to exclude you are now centered around your growth. They're wondering how you did it, but they'll never understand it. Because it was never done for their approval. Type Amen to get blessing 212. This is your era of walking boldly. You no longer bow to lies. You stand in truth that shakes rooms. They are no longer comfortable speaking about you. Because what they said in error is now being corrected in public. And their shame is unavoidable. The power of your presence is undeniable. What they tried to block has broken through. And now you're ahead. Let them drop their heads in silence. That's not your concern. Keep rising. You're protected by forces they can't comprehend. Type Amen to get blessing 818. Your name carries divine acceleration now. Every time it's spoken, blessings are released. Doors open. Angels move. They never expected this. But that's what grace looks like. It shocks those who underestimated you. And it silences those who plotted against you. Archangel Michael says, this is your restoration. This is the reward of silent endurance. Of grace under pressure. Let their confusion remain. You owe them no explanation. You are not walking alone, you are divinely backed, fully covered, and eternally lifted. Their reactions are proof. Proof of your rise. Proof of your spiritual glow-up. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Let this moment be your reminder, nothing done against you can stop what's being done for you. Your name will continue to rise while theirs disappear into the shadows. And there's nothing they can do about it. You are entering rooms where your name is respected. Where your worth is understood. Where your heart is safe. Let them tremble. Let them panic. Let them finally see what you've always been. Your name has gone from whispered insult to sacred sound. You are a walking miracle. A divine turnaround. Type Amen to get blessing 333.